What is going on, guys? This is the Inside the Podcast, episode number 42, and we're breaking down the New York Giants preview week number 3 against the San Francisco 49ers. This is a big test for the New York Giants. They got away with a win against Arizona. Now they look to, really, beat a big team in the NFC, and the 49ers are no joke. I mean, they are, top to bottom, a really good team. They got a great offense with CMC, Kittle, even Brock Purdy's had a good year. Their defense is always elite. And for the Giants, staying healthy would be a huge. Getting out of this game, staying healthy would be huge. Of course, no Saquon Barkley, no Azeez Ojulari, no Andrew Thomas. A lot of players out for the Giants. It'll be interesting to see how they recover from this, with no Barkley, who had a 2 touchdown week against the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, this is a huge test for the Giants, and their backs are against the wall with all the injuries they have. This is their toughest test since week 1. And that's just because, they have so many injuries, and the injuries are big time players, Andrew Thomas, Saquon Barkley, but regardless, they got to find a way to, put points on the board. And this is a huge game for, guys like Darius Slayton, guys like Isaiah Hodgins, Paris Campbell, even Matt Breida finally getting some touches. Um, and, I think Jalen Hyatt too. Jalen Hyatt had a really good game. And he's had a good start to his career with the Giants. He's shown that he's a deep threat. He's shown off his speed. Now this is a game I could see him getting a ton of reps in. And, this is a creative offense. They will find ways to get Jalen Hyatt open, whether it's a deep threat or just giving him the football and letting him do his work. But, this is a tough test, tough defense that they're playing. Um, it's going to be tough. And, tough is an understatement. This is a team that is slightly worse than the Dallas Cowboys defensively. And, the Dallas defense kicked the crap out of the Giants. I mean, they were getting pressure after pressure, and that's another thing. This offensive line has to step up with no Andrew Thomas. They got away with it against a poor Arizona Cardinals team. Now they're taking on a 49ers team that, has a guy like Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, all those type of elite players, um, on their team. It'll be interesting how they do it. And another thing is Brian Dable going to have a play sheet in his hand, or is it going to be Mike Kafka calling the plays? I still fully believe that Brian Dable was calling those plays in that second half, and it worked. But, that's for another story. The big thing for the Giants is putting up points early, getting off the strong starts, because if they have another start, how they did in Arizona, this is going to be a massacre on Thursday Night Football. Daniel Jones is probably not going to come out alive, in fact, because Daniel Jones is already in a tough spot. No Saquon Barkley. He plays better with Saquon Barkley. It'll be interesting how he does this. He did it against the Arizona Cardinals, but that's the Arizona Cardinals. And the Arizona Cardinals are not a good team at all. They're contending for Caleb Williams or whoever the number 1 pick is going to be. And the Giants made themselves look poor. And our key players to watch, is Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, who had an amazing week in week 2, is looking to repeat that, and if not do better. But he's got a lot of food on his plate that he's got to take down. I mean, no Saquon Barkley, no Andrew Thomas, a bunch of injuries, no Ben Bredeson. But big games are going to be needed from Darren Waller or Jalen Hyatt or Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton has not done really much this year. Isaiah Hodgins, he caught a touchdown last week. I expect him to be, another, player that, get the ball in his hands. But, Daniel Jones is one of my players to watch. Also, Darren Waller. Darren freaking Waller had an amazing game in week 2, catching the football. He is not a guy that is known for dropping the football. He's known for that hamstring injury and injuries. And when he stays healthy, he's one of the best tight ends in the league. The Giants gave up nothing for him, and that's why Darren Waller's on this team to make plays. Um, and I think he could be even more involved. In fact, I think he's a guy that can go out there and make big plays, help the Giants drive down and put some points on the board. Because that's the big thing for the Giants is they gotta put points up early. They cannot go a full halftime, full 2 quarters with a goose egg on the scoreboard. They gotta go out, fire something. Either it's throwing a deep ball or just taking shots. They gotta do that. They gotta play more aggressive and they gotta play better defense. Their defense is poor right now. Not getting to the QB, not getting any sacks. They've not sacked the guy since January. This is a rough look. They need to get going and fast because before you know it, when you take on the Eagles, when you take on the Dallas Cowboys again, you're going to get beat down even more. But, there's really not much else to say because we kind of know what could happen. The Giants can go in and lose 45-10 for all we know. I still fully believe this Giants team can make this game interesting. I know they don't have much compared to the 49ers. Talent-wise, the 49ers blow them out of the water. Okay, but they're going to find a way. They've done it before to beat teams. And they're playing on the road as well, which is not easy, especially in San Fran. But this offense can do it. They just got to show it. They have to play like they did coming out of that second half. Firing deep shots, driving, and putting up points immediately. Because if you let CMC do his thing, if you let Kittle do his thing, if you let Brock Purdy do his thing, and he's comfortable in the pocket, it's gonna be a rough day for you, and it's gonna be a long, long game, and it's not gonna look good for you. Because they just need to find a way to just start off good. They didn't really do it much last year, and they haven't done it much this year. They have to find ways to put up points up early. They just haven't done it. The only thing is the offensive line has not been good. They're ranked 27th in terms of pass blocking, and they're probably going to be passing the ball a lot. I don't expect Eric Gray or Matt Breida to get a ton of carries because they're no Saquon Barkley. You cannot replace Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, ankle sprain, not playing this week. It's tough to see because he was having such a good game. But this team's just gotta go out there and fight. And I don't look at spreads. I don't look at betting. I don't look at that stuff. Okay, I know people tell me what the odds are all the time. They told me again it's -10 for the 49ers. They gotta be better. Okay, they have to find a way to make this game interesting. Because I know a lot of people already think this 49ers team is going to kick the crap out of this Giants team, and that could very well happen. Okay, I'm not a guy from the future, but I just want this game to be interesting. If the Giants lose, the Giants lose. Do I think they're going to lose? I don't want to say that, but they got to find a way to win this football game because it doesn't get easier. You're going to take on the Bills and the Dolphins, and I think you have the Commanders coming up, and the Commanders look good. 2-0 start. I don't think they're really the best of the 2-0 teams in this league, but their pass rush is good, and the Giants' offensive line has been bad. But you're starting off 1-1. If you go 1-2, you're 1-2. This is the Giants team that gets written off a lot. This is a Giants team that, tends to sometimes make games interesting, but that was last year. Last year, this team was able to put up points. Now they kind of see what the Giants are doing, and now they're struggling. Um, they just got to keep fighting, um, and contain Christian McCaffrey. Xavier McKinney did a very good job on that when the Giants played them, but I'm gonna need to see that again. Okay. Um, I think Deontay Banks looks great in his rookie year. I think Trey Hawkins looked pretty good. Um, I'm still seeing a lot of Firewink Martindale. Firewink. Has the defense been the greatest this year? No. But I mean, do we have to make the Giants defensive coordinator the scapegoat? I've already seen coaches get let go for the stupidest reasons. Okay. Do I think Wink Martindale is the best defense coordinator? No. But he also isn't the one on the field trying to get to the QB. Thibodeau hasn't been able to do it. Dexter Lawrence hasn't really been able to do it. Leonard Williams hasn't been doing. I think Leonard Williams has honestly been the worst out of that defensive line. To be totally honest, we got to find a way to really get things done. But regardless, this has been the Inside Blue Podcast. It's been a quick preview of Week 3 against the 49ers. Of course, let's go Giants. Let's get a win. And let's do this. See you guys in the next one. Peace.